pro, Thomas Bjorn. They are currently 5 under par, and they are tied for the lead. Behind them is Lucas Glover and Webb Simpson, Miguel Jimenez, and all three of them are under 4. And a lot of people were thinking Roy McIlroy was going to have a huge day here at the British Open after his amazing U.S. Open performance. But
Rory McIlroy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything about him, so he's obviously not doing so good.
I have not heard of any of those names except for McIlroy.
Actually,
McIlroy. How have you not heard of McIlroy?
He's currently I have no clue.
Well,
It's not saying anything about him. It just says he has no complaints.
are you sure he's in it?
Oh, he's in it.
Oh,
Yep.
how about those Blues actually signing people?
Oh, yeah. A couple days ago, we signed Jamie Langenbrunner, and that's the captain of the United States Olympic team in 2010.
And the veteran,
Jason Arnott.
formerly a star and devil, Jason Arnott.
Yeah. And today, or was it yesterday, one of them, the Blues signed Jonathan Chichu from the San Jose Sharks, leading scorer in 05-06 season. He had a little bit of a drop off after that AHL in 09-2010 season, but he's going to come back strong.
Hopefully.
Some other transactions in the NHL. The Bruins signing defensive Adam McQuaid. The Rangers signed Brian Boyle.
Oh, there you go.
And the Canadians signed forward Ryan White for 1 year.
Well, with the Blues, if the Blues aren't making a run for the Cup this year with all these 1-year deals, then
If
they're not trying to make one, then
yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
Other fascinating NHL news: the Winnipeg Jets logo was supposed to be released today, but people didn't like it, so it is not being released for a couple more days.
That's stupid.
Well, at least they're being called the Jets and not changing their name. Got to bring back the classic.
With the Blues lineup, I don't know how it would be not possible to win the Stanley Cup.
I mean, at the end of last year, we had Perron hurt, we had Oshie, we had McDonald, we had all of them hurt.
And at the beginning, I mean, like in the middle of the season, we had everyone hurt, bringing people up from Peoria. And now with these veterans that are in their mid-30s, it'll secure some spots, and Blues will gain some leadership.
Yeah, and the people that we brought up, they didn't do too shabby.
The Blues are, in my opinion, the Blues are making a smart decision, not re-signing Jansen and going with Reeves as the fighter.
Yeah, there you go. Some of the people that we brought up proved themselves last year. I got Vladimir Sobotka. He came out of nowhere.
Philip McRae.
Yeah, Philip McRae, Chris Porter, Nikita Nikitin.
Yeah, I think they showed what's up.
Ian Cole and Tyson Strachan, all of them.
Sure, you never like your whole team injured, but at least you know what you have when
exactly.
Team, you know.
And it's good to know when you actually know the people that you bring up and not some of these no names.
Except I'm sure everyone prefer making the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think the Blues made some great trades this year during the season.
Yeah,
at the time I wasn't too happy, but.
And then it proves that Stewart is way better than Johnson and
Stewart.
Who was it? Winchester we traded with him?
No, we traded Eric Johnson and Jay McClements.
Oh, yeah, McClements. Yeah, Stewart's better than both.
Have you guys heard about the Los Angeles Kings GM?
What about him?
Well, apparently this whole Ryan Smith trade.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the Oilers trade someone to the Kings who is not cleared to play.
Oh.
And so the Los Angeles Kings GM Lombardi, well, they originally traded this guy named Gilbert Brule, but they learned Brule wasn't cleared to return from a concussion. So Los Angeles acquired this guy from the Oilers named Frazier, no first name listed. But apparently he broke his foot last season, and the Kings think that he will need 4 months of rehab.
Oh, there you go.
Man,
So the Kings GM is not a happy camper right now.
They got the moves.
yeah, he sure knows how to sign healthy people. And we're now entering day 125 of the NFL lockout.
Yes, lockout began back in March. March 11th was the beginning of this horrible lockout where the players and owners could not agree to a good deal.
Yep.
But a source, according to ESPN, a source says the sides are getting closer to agreeing to a new 2011 salary cap.
I don't know about that.
I don't care about that.
I mean, I'm not too fond of this NFL because just they're ruining the game.
Yeah, NFL and NBA could really go without.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
but
hear
what?
James
Well,
Harrison basically sticking up for all the players and
Yeah,
totally shit talking Roger Goodell.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up.
And now the whole Steelers team is getting just a ton of criticism for it.
Isn't James Harrison the one who always tries to kill people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, at least he's sticking up for the players.
Yep.
That
At
makes a
least
lot.
he's not the one
Let
that's
me
holding
put up
back.
what he said. Let's see if I can find what Harrison said about him.
He said how. Well,
He said something.
He probably said something.
One of them here, I got it here, and part of what he says was if that man was on fire and I had to piss to put him out, I hate him and will never respect him.
is that going
Well,
toward Roger Goodell?
I'm just happy he didn't say anything bad about it.
That's James Harrison on Roger Goodell.
Oh man, a good thing Roger Goodell is loved.
Roger Goodell's a douche.
It's true.
It is.
It's very true.
Every commissioner's a douche.
Yep.
And
It's
not
very-
just because they're commissioners, because they're all stupid. Especially Gary Bettman. Lockout, no big deal.
Nope, nothing.
And Harrison is also thinking that Roger Goodell is being a little racist. Did you hear about that?
I did
He's
not hear about that.
questioning whether a black player is punished more for a hard hit on a white player than the opposite.
Well, that's not racist at
He
all.
said, in his comments, he said, I slammed Vince Young on his head and paid $5,000, but just touched Drew Brees, and that was 20. Harrison said. You
Yeah.
think players don't see this shit and lose all respect for Goodell?
He got a point.
He does have a point. I mean, even though Drew Brees is the Super Bowl champion, it shouldn't really matter who you hit.
Yeah, it's
But the quarterback's protected way too much in football. So
and they're making that new rule on the kickoffs. Yeah, they're moving it up, and that's going to ruin the game because
Absolutely.
that's the most exciting play. Devin Hester is going to be out of a job because that's all he does.
That should be real exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
Touchbacks.
Yeah, every play, even though football's super boring, it takes like about 30 seconds between a play. Then
Yeah,
they decide to rush it for 1 yard and 30 more seconds.
yeah.
I think they need to put the play clock down to about 10 seconds.
There you go. Just no huddle every time.
Hurry up offense 2.0. Let's go.
Yeah, but I don't think that NFL is as boring as that NBA.
That's true. Back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
three.
they're talking about the deal in the NFL. They're saying that the NBA season is in deep jeopardy.
Yeah, apparently a couple of players are wanting to go play in Europe.
Darren Williams, he's going out to play in Europe.
Maybe.
He'll play overseas. If the lockout's not, yeah. But since the NFL and the NBA are done, it's time for the MLB and the NHL, the two best boards, to get some attention.
That's true. It's about time.
Yep. Maybe need some national attention.
Part of me is hoping the NFL goes in a lockout, but
you have to think about when this all happened, NBA and NFL, the NHL just lucked out.
Mm-hmm.
slapping themselves right now, saying, "Man, we could have had a deal with ESPN instead of Versus."
Well, you gotta love on ESPN highlights on the hockey. It's like a 7-5 game, and they only show like one goal.
Yeah, and they only show like one highlight in 3 hours of sports.
Yep, in the NFL they show like a hit. And there's 30 times more, bigger hits in hockey.
Yeah, I like how every top 10 it's a dunk.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Unless it's a
that's
blank,
never happened.
if it's
no,
a blank
they showed
Griffin, it's okay.
Yeah, Blake Griffin has that. That's the only exception. But LeBron James, when he's
Rob
all
might
alone.
too, 'cause he can slam it,
Yeah,
but
but when he's all alone and he takes 3 steps and dunks it with one hand.
it's not top 10 caliber.
What?
It's maybe top 10 caliber for that game, but not for the
Yeah,
whole.
maybe top 10 in the NBA.
I'd say half the goals in the NHL are top 10 caliber.
Yeah,
But
and half the saves.
since the U.S. is dumb and likes football more than hockey.
Yep.
We got to realize we're in the U.S. All right.
We
You got to
remember.
realize it should be a hockey night in America a year.
Yep.
Not everyday football or basketball. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But those people in St. Louis who watch and care about the NBA with that team we have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
Because we know how to support the team.
Yeah, I know. St. Louis Hawks, St. Louis Spirits. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, about 50 years ago?
Yep. Strong and proud.
I know. We sure know how to support it. I don't know why people think that St. Louis should get an NBA team. We're not big enough for 5 teams. I mean, for 4. I mean, what?
We're not
4
Chicago.
teams. Yeah, we're not Chicago. Even Atlanta couldn't support 4 teams.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll work at the Scott Trade Center would just like kill themselves probably.
Yeah.
Switch a basketball court to a hockey arena back and forth.
Well, remember they did that for
They
SLU.
do
That
that
was
for
only
March Madness, but that's like one time a
yeah, and
year.
SLU. That was only like once a week.
Don't the Lakers and Clippers share a stadium?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
they
horrible.
do.
That's horrible.
They probably
Don't hey the Kings also. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
I'm pretty sure that it's Los Angeles and they should be able to afford a new stadium.
I'm pretty sure it's Los Angeles. They're too compact to build a new stadium.
Mm.
But they can sure support, so that's fine.
Well, then don't have another team if you can't have another stadium.
exactly.
You don't need another stadium.
Exactly. The Clippers are basically nothing. I don't even know why they have the Clippers.
Yeah, they should just
True.
move Blake Griffin to the Lakers.
Move,
I hate the
move,
Lakers.
move Blake Griffin to the Heat, and then they're all set.
No, to the Knicks.
Uh, oh yeah, got
If
the
they
got the
moved
Knicks
him,
level.
if they had Blake Griffin, Melo, Billups, and Stoudemire
Basically,
in
you
New
could just
York,
send Blake Griffin to probably the Timberwolves, and that would be an amazing.
Ricky Rubio.
Ricky
Yeah.
Rubio, Kevin Love, and Blake Griffin on the same team.
Oh
the
man,
only
Same
problem,
championship.
the only problem is that it's Minnesota Timberwolves.
that's true.
That's all they have going against them. But besides that,
I mean, if you move Minnesota to Florida,
eh,
then there
move
you go.
Minnesota to St. Louis and just get rid of the Rams.
That's not good. Then
No, because
no.
we got Sam Bradford coming up.
I'd say a season on, season off. Switch between basketball and football.
Because people care about basketball and football.
Yeah. See, nobody cares, so nobody would notice.
Basketball is pointless until the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Or the playoffs.
Or the playoffs, yeah, that's true. By the way, go Thunder and Mavs and
Uh,
Bulls.
yeah. At least you're not bandwagoning.
Nope.
Shout out to my man P. Burns. And that should about do it on episode 1 of True Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.
Keep it real, people.
Probably.
real.
Oh, and
Stay classy.
keep that swag.
Oh yeah.
But
See ya.
seriously, stay classy.
So.
See ya.